So you can most definitely say that is a very overdramatic intro, and I would agree. Get ready because you're gonna be seeing a lot more of those on this show. I love making them. Sometimes it's funny, but the topic at hand is something that's been bugging me for a good while now, and it came from one night my brother and I we dedicated our Fridays to multiplayer games, and so we were playing Fortnite, and it just was not going well. Went from Fortnite to Blackout, and then from Blackout to Apex, and then finally we're just like, let's just jump into Rocket League and let's play Rocket League. And usually Rocket League is that game that we have a lot of good discussions with. I don't know why it works that way, but we do. But this time around, we were just silent. And I mean, we were silent out of defeat because we couldn't win in Fortnite. We couldn't win in Blackout. We couldn't win in Apex. Nothing good was happening. And so I finally asked the question, are you even enjoying video games at all right now? And you can tell he was thinking a little bit, and he just responded, no, I'm not. I'm really not enjoying it. And we started having this discussion as to what is it that is making us forget the reason why we enjoyed playing video games. And obviously the answer that we came up to, and it's kind of practically the title of this episode, is Battle Royale games. And here's why. Now, the first point is good gameplay. Good gameplay portion of Battle Royale games is the thing that is bombarding every single one that comes out. It's this service, this is live service of games that they are begging and they are wanting that top article. They want to be in your feed every single day. And how do you do it? Not only by coming up with new skins every week, every day, but coming up with new updates, new weapons, and just changing the game in some sort of way. And that, to its detriment, is hurting the game. To some, you might say that it's good, but to others, it's not good. There's times where they try to fix this game. They try to fix Fortnite or Blackout or Apex or anything like that. These live service Battle Royale games, they try to fix them, but it doesn't work out because it actually breaks the game. I don't know if you remember, there was that time when they took out the double pump shotguns where, you shoot a shotgun, automatically bring out the other one, take another shot. They took that out, and the entire Fortnite community just went ablaze because they took something out that everyone loved. Now, you could say that it was for the better of the game. Yeah, you could say that. But the thing is, they're forcing their team to keep coming out with these updates. So that way, again, like I said, they can have the top article. They can be in your news feed. And sometimes it's like they're trying to upgrade things just to upgrade them. They come out with a new gun. It makes all the other guns need to be rebalanced. They come out with a new portion of the map. It kind of changes the way that you have to play the game, which to some is fun, but sometimes it hurts the gameplay experience in a whole. They add a new vehicle. They have to change the vehicles. They had airplanes. They took airplanes out because obviously things were not working out with it in regards to Fortnite. I mean, you could say a lot of these points are geared towards Fortnite to an extent, yeah, but it's because the other games have not gone to that point yet, and you can see them slowly going that way. It's disheartening because you try to play this game and get good at it, but you can't get good at it because you're constantly having to change. They don't change the rules in basketball or football or baseball or anything like that. You perfect the craft, and you just keep it up. That's it. These live service multiplayer games, they're constantly updating them, and you can never get good because you have to keep updating. You have to keep upgrading yourself, and you just can't keep up. Which leads to the second point that I have, which is, I only had 2 points, but the second point, which is these daily challenges. And these daily challenges are something that totally just make the game feel like a chore. And I can already see the comments saying, then why are you playing the game? It's all I had in the moment. In between God of War and Spider-Man and Red Dead Redemption 2, in between those times, I had Battle Royale games. They were free. And it was everything that everyone was playing, and it was a quick session to go in and out. And in the moment, I was blind because I couldn't even see how it was affecting my outlook in games as a whole. But now I can see it. And so, like I was going with the daily challenges, it becomes a chore. And sometimes these challenges get to a point where they're sometimes not even achievable because it's all random. You get a victory royale with a squad. How do I get a victory royale with the squad if one, I don't have people to play with, two, the people I'm playing with are a bunch of kids yelling on the mics, or three, there's just no good communication at all. And sometimes in a squad, you can say, yeah, well, if you're the one good player, you can carry the entire team. Sure, you can say that, but it doesn't help. Get this certain gun so that way you can get this certain shot and then you get the challenge done. How do I find the gun? It's all randomized. I can't find it. I can't tell you how many times there's play sessions I had where trying to look for a certain gun, can't find it because it's all randomized. And it affects your entire gameplay experience because you couldn't get that challenge. You can't make it because it's out of your hands. You have to leave it to the game to hopefully be in your favor, and then you can get the challenge done. Like, what happened to games where these challenges were attainable and you got them and that's it? There's these challenges, there's these side quests in regular games, in normal, AAA, AA games that are not multiplayer games, or even indie games, where you know what the task is at hand. Just go get it done. Whether that takes you an hour or 2 hours, you know what to do. Just got to perfect the way you get there. And what happened to the time when multiplayer games used to be fun to play because they were tuned and they were balanced and they were just well made? And we're not there anymore. I mean, you can ask the question, well, there was other multiplayer games that came out. Yes, Destiny 2 was a great game to play for a good while until it just wasn't. My brother and I, we tried playing Monster Hunter World together, and it's just one of those games where you just have to dedicate so much time to it that I didn't have the time in the moment. And all I had was these Battle Royale games. So this discussion my brother and I had, this was a good couple weeks ago. Ever since then, deleted all my video games. I actually had to re-download them just so I can make that intro. And so I wanted to talk with him and see where he's at now with video games, to see where he's at in the state and in his mind of what he thinks of video games as a whole, ever since that break that we've taken. And so I filmed our conversation, and you can check it out right now. Hey, what's up, dude? Hey, okay, so I know that you know what the video is about that I'm making. It's obviously about Battle Royale. I wanted to talk about that one time a couple weeks ago. We were playing we went from Fortnite to Blackout to Apex, and it sucked the entire time. Yeah. And then we went from all those to Rocket League, and then that's when we started talking about, I think Battle Royale games are the things that are making everything horrible. What would you say is, for you, what was one of the biggest things that made Battle Royale bad?
I think the biggest thing was most Battle Royales have a battle pass or any type of pass to it.
Yeah.
That kind of just brings in this login mentality where most of the time you're just playing just for a skin or just doing a cosmetic item or something like that. And I know it's not just Battle Royale games that do that, but they're mostly the front runners for all those passes and all that. And I know that's the thing. And it's also the gameplay of it is just so repetitive and nothing really new every time. And if it is, it's just a small thing that doesn't make a big difference.
Right. There's 2 points I wanted to make. One of them was bad gameplay and the challenges. I don't know if you agree, but I feel like in regards to the gameplay, you and I, we like playing Battlefront, but yeah. Battlefront never changed. They never updated it. It just was what it was. And obviously I'm talking about Battlefront from back in the day on the original Xbox and PS.
Not the new trash one.
Exactly, not the trash one, the one from back in the day. Nowadays, I feel like, with especially people like Fortnite, PUBG, and all of them, they put so much updates because they want to be the newest news article. They want to be on the top of your news feed. And so sometimes they update the game so much that it hurts it. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, where they're just putting out stuff, it's kind of shallow, but they're just putting it out just to get people to come back.
Yeah. Ever since we had our last conversation, is that the last time you played a Battle Royale game, or have you played anything ever since then?
Yeah, I'd probably say that's probably the last time.
Are you feeling yourself enjoying games a bit more now?
Yeah, definitely. It's not as a chore, like you said. It's not I need to do this just to get this item or that. It's more so because I want to, because I want to experience the actual story and stuff like that.
Is there anything that you feel like a Battle Royale game can do that can get you back in to want to play it?
If it does get me back into it, it's gonna be like it's not gonna be for long. It's just gonna grab my interest for about a week or longest a month, and then that will be it. And it would probably just be something like a new spin on it or something like that. But it's just gonna get me back for a while, and then I'm just gonna go back to hating it or something like that.
Yeah, I could say that there's been some times where you and I have had like great experiences with them. There's especially that video where it's you, me, and Brandon. Brandon's our brother. I'll just put the clip right here.
Go. I'm gonna die in the air, dog. I'm not joking. I'm gonna die in the air.
I didn't know you had to push the fire button.
Don't leave me behind.
I have a bunch of videos like same as that where we've had fun experiences playing Fortnite or something like that.
And they're fun, and that's kind of like the point that I'm trying to get ahead of the comments because I know a lot of people are going to say, well, why are you even playing it? You don't have to play it. But I think for us, it was kind of like that's all we had in the moment.
Yeah, that's all people were putting out. Basically, there wasn't a whole bunch until obviously something big like AAA big game from like God of War or Red Dead came out. I know we were playing quite a bit of that.
Yeah, and then also on top of that, it was free, and we tried Monster Hunter.
Free.
It's free, yeah. And Monster Hunter came out, and I know you and I tried playing it, but it's like it was either you had a quick gameplay experience with like a Battle Royale game, or you had to dedicate hours and hours into a game like Monster Hunter, and that was it.
I know. That's one thing I don't like about games that's kind of gone to our mentality is that the Battle Royale is just like more of a quick intake real quick, and we kind of like that a little bit more because it's really quick and just one round real quick, get in, do a couple rounds, and that's it. But when we're playing a story game like God of War or something, we had to put in at least like 3 hours to actually, make a den or something like that or experience something.
Yeah.
But in a Battle Royale game, you just need to do one round to experience the round.
Yeah. Do you have any final comments in regards to like Battle Royale? Completely hate them, or do you see the joy that's within them?
Yeah, I was thinking when you told me you were talking about this, I started like looking up and researching about Battle Royale, what other people thought about it, and I was starting to get to the point where I was thinking that this kind of Battle Royale mentality thing, I feel like it's always been around in gaming, and so that's why I think we'll be alright, because I feel like if you go back to the days of like Pac-Man, I feel like something like that kind of relates to it, because it has the same problem of like just really quick, like just play around real quick, and that would be it. It's not like an actual experience, no story or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've had games like genres like that come and go all the time, and we've been pretty fine. Like I know the MMO genre was huge in like early 2000 with like World of Warcraft and like EverQuest and stuff like that. And then that like everybody thought the MMO genre was gonna stay forever, but I mean it still is there, but it's not as big as it was back then.
Yeah.
And I know the next was like the MOBA genre for like League of Legends and Dota and all that, and that game, and everybody thought, oh man, that's gonna stay forever. And I know that's what a lot of people think about Battle Royale. Is they're like, oh, this is it. This is the thing we're gonna have for a long time, and it's never gonna die down. But if you look back, we've always kind of had stuff like that, and we still have throughout the times good story games like Uncharted, God of War, and Crash Bash, or whatever.
Right.
As far back as we can go back. So I think I'm fine with it for now because I feel like it's just another genre, such as MOBA, MMO, and I know Deathmatch was, people bring that up as one of the big ones that came out early 2000s. So I don't completely hate them, but in the gaming industry, I don't completely hate them. As a genre in itself, I think it's kind of shallow and
Yeah. And so for like the final question, for kids that are growing up nowadays and that's all they're playing, do you think there's a chance that Battle Royale as a whole can ruin video games because that's all that the generation now is playing, and when they grow up that's all they're going to want? Or is it possible that these kids can grow up and move away from that as a whole?
That's a little bit of a hard one, but I think probably it might ruin it a bit, more so because of the mentality like I was saying, where a lot of people now, they just want something real quick just to get it, and they don't want to sit down and play a 5 hour into a story game. They want to get a quick round real quick and then get to the next thing. So I feel like that's probably the mentality that might mess up the gaming industry a little bit. But I think until then, I think we'll be alright for the most part.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks, Nico. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Peace.
Alright, I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. If you did, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribe, hit the notification bell. In the comments down below, I really want to know, what are your thoughts on Battle Royale games? Are you enjoying them? Are you hating them? Do you completely disagree with what I just said? And if you do, I would really like to hear what you have to say down below. I love having conversations with people. Let me see them down below in the comments. And in the description are all the social media links that you can go, have fun, share this video with your friends, and just have a great day. Have a great day.